Anyway. What was I talking about? Persona 4, that's right. Persona 4, better gameplay overall, but I kind of liked the darker story of Persona 3. I don't know, I've always been kind of drawn to the darker stories. Which you wouldn't guess it, but yeah. Other Persona... Not Persona, PlayStation 2. I never really played the other PlayStation 2 games. I never... Well, I know this is PlayStation 1, but I never played, like, Banjo-Kazooie or, anything like that. I didn't play... What else was on PlayStation 2? I never played Crash Bandicoot. I never played Spyro, you know? I guess I just... When those games were popular, I just wasn't into video games, and by the time I got into video games, they weren't popular anymore. I don't know. But I never got to play those, so maybe at some point I'll be able to play those. Because I know they're good, but I'm also not a huge platformer fan. I'm not very good at them. But, oh well, we'll see. And I don't want you to go there. That's gonna... that'll work. Oh wow, look at all this residential demand. PlayStation 2, checking my list, checking it twice. Oh yeah, other GameCube games. Billy Hatcher was one. I never got to play it very much. I only got to play it when I went to visit, another one of my friends, who I'm not friends with anymore. You know how life is, but, Billy Hatcher was a really interesting game if you played multiplayer. Basically a game where the multiplayer was a game where you ran around and hatched monsters, and the more valuable the monster you hatched, the more points you got, and my friend was always better than it at me because she knew all the valuable eggs and the egg spawns and I didn't, and she would always beat me to them, and yeah. That wasn't fun, but I still really liked the game because I'd never played anything like it before. And another game that I never played anything like it before was Kirby Air Ride. Oh man, that one I probably put the most time in on the GameCube. It had a bunch of games in one. You'd have the city trial where you'd spawn in with other Kirbys and you'd try and make the best vehicle. You'd find a vehicle and you'd run around the city, collect power-ups and stuff, and try to screw everyone over. And once I figured out where all the legendary pieces spawned, oh man, I won every time. And then there was your traditional racing one, and then there was a top-down racing mode. I didn't play much of the top-down racing one. Played a bit of the regular racing one, because I still remember a couple of the courses. That was a lot of fun, though. But most of the time I spent in City Trial, just learning the area, finding all the secret places, finding all the vehicle spawns. I remember a couple of vehicle spawns, or vehicles that I really liked. One of them was the little, like, ice cream truck, or just van one, because it glided for so long, and it was great. And then there was the, like, shadow one. I don't remember the exact name, but I remember it was purple, and I always made, when I chose it in races, I always picked the green Kirby, because green and purple, in my mind, worked. Let's check out. Nice. Unemployment 5%. Those were the main ones that I always picked. I picked the scooter a couple of times. Yes, I remember the scooter. Scooter had a really good jump. I mean, it suited the scooter. Space already occupied, space already occupied. It's just not quite big enough. Let's stick that there. Gotta start educating our peeps. Wrong game. Our Sims. Nope, wrong game again. Our Kims. So yeah. Kirby Air Ride. Kirby Air Ride. Just trying to think of any other stories I'd have from it. I never really played with any of my friends, because that was a point in my life where I don't think I really had any like friends that I could say, hey, let's hang out at my place and play video games. Which is a shame. I mean, it took me until like the 4th or 5th grade before I started really making friends. That's just how I am. I'm shy. I don't hardly talk to my own family, and I live with them. How sad is that? After GameCube, there was the DS. I remember bending my mom's arm to get me a DS, and I'm talking the big fat brick DS, the one that didn't have a backlit screen. Or it did, but it was very dim. And I remember getting it specifically so I could play Pokemon Rangers, because it was a totally different Pokemon game than anything I'd seen, and I wanted it. And that's enough reason for a kid, you know? And I think I'm a little bit black sheep in the fact that I really like Pokemon Rangers. I think the games are super fun. Maybe not necessarily the first game, because it's really, really short, but the sequel games, I can't decide if I like Shadows of Almia or Guardian Signs better, but they were both really, really good games. And if I could, I would totally still play them to this day, because nostalgia. Oops. I don't like it when my screen flickers like that. Stop flickering! Ugh. Oh, I know why it's doing this, because it's doing stupid thing, because the terrain's uneven. And it's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with it. Go to 0, please. Go to 0, please. Thank you. That didn't work. Whatever. Pokemon. Oh, speaking of Pokemon, another game that came out for the DS was Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. I remember getting Platinum on my birthday. I think it was like my 16th birthday. And my friend and I had, gotten together. We were going to spend some time together at the mall. We'd never done that before. We weren't mall girls. That wasn't a thing that we did. But we decided for my birthday that that's what we were going to do. And my mom gave me shopping money. And she had pre-ordered Platinum at GameStop. I remember that very firmly. And we went and picked it up, and we spent some time at the mall, played at a little carnival that had set up in the parking lot, and my friend got really mad at me when we got back to my house because I wanted to play Pokemon Platinum, and she took offense to that because it was rude. I admit it was rude, but at the same time, how would you not play a game that you just got that you'd been waiting for like a month because you had it pre-ordered? I mean, come on. And so she kind of huffed and puffed and was not happy with me, and I felt bad, but I kept playing anyway because Pokemon. And that remained one of my top 5 favorite Pokemon games for a long time, Platinum specifically. I just really liked it for some reason, even though now I really don't remember as much about the Sinnoh region as I used to. Just because, I mean, can you blame me? We were up to almost 1,000 Pokemon now. It's insane! Okay, that's all. Good. And then Heart Gold and Soul Silver came out, and it was more of the same, but in a good way, and it did a lot of things right, like the Pokeathlon was awesome. I spent so much time with the Pokeathlon and that Pokewalker thing. It's a shame that you can't find those anymore, because those were really fun. Gotta get a drink of water, because my throat is really parched. I forgot to start my timer. But yeah, that Pokewalker actually made me want to get out and exercise. And that was great. That was like Pokemon Go back then. What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, I can do a cemetery now. Awesome. I guess... Can I stick it here? Ah, perfect. I like that right there. And so, heart gold, soul so far, yeah. I remember saying back then, okay, so they just remade the Gen 2 games. And they remade the Gen 1 games with Fire Red and Leaf Green. Please tell me they're going to redo the Gen 3 games, because it would be amazing to see Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald on the DS. And of course that wouldn't happen, as we know, for many, many years. Until the 3DS came out. But, I mean, it was worth the wait. I remember being so psyched about that. Speaking of the 3DS... Ah, God. I don't remember when I got my first 3DS. I remember it being expensive, but I remember more when I got my 3DS XL, because I was living at college at the time. I was living at college, and I went to Walmart, and Walmart was super out of my way. I would have to go on a different bus route that I didn't know very well. You need services. I didn't know it very well. And I always get super worried that when I do something new, that something's going to go wrong, I'm going to get lost, it's not going to work out well. I should probably start building these shelters as well. Population 4,000, these can only hold 1,000. I mean... I will get back to the story, I swear. I just want to do this real quick, and we'll put one there. And a short radio mast. And we'll stick the radio mast there for now. Okay. Gotta be safe. Gotta be prepared. Anyway. I was talking about something. 3DS, that's right. I went to Walmart. I can't even remember why, but I remember seeing in their case they had 3DS XLs, specifically 3DS XLs with a $50 gift card, and these were selling for like $250. And so I remember being super hyped about that, and so I got one. I got the Disney Special Mickey Edition or something, and it gave me, you know, a free $50 gift card, and I gave that to the lady that was letting me stay with her, and I was like, you spend this on yourself only, no one else, which of course she didn't do, because she was a mommy, but, yeah, that was a XL, and I remember playing Harvest Moon: A New Beginning on it, and being like, whoa, this is amazing, look at how big the screen is. Many, many hours were spent on Harvest Moon: A New Beginning, despite its shortcomings. But, yeah, that was a big jump for me. And having that big screen was awesome because I could play something like Animal Crossing New Leaf with my friends, and they had tiny little regular 3DSs, and we'd compare them. I'm like, holy crap, how can you stand having such a small screen? And it's funny now, I actually traded my 3DS XL to my sister for her regular size 3DS, because the smaller screen means that the graphics are sharper, and I like sharper graphics. Eee! Busy town! Vidge games, Vidge games, Vidge games. I love dem Vidge games. Oh, I was looking at my notes. My original brick 3DS, it died a very painful, painful death. I remember taking it with me. I was visiting a friend for the first time. We were going to see one of the Bleach movies, and we actually went in cosplay. It was amazing. But I brought my 3DS with for like the car ride and stuff. When we got to his house, we were hanging out outside, and I put my 3DS on the back of his mom's car. And I forgot about it. And so when we went to go to the movies, it got squished, and it didn't work anymore. And I was very sad. But then I got a DS Lite, and everything was fine. Yeah, gaming. I mean gaming. I remember while I was at college, that was when I got my first next-gen console, which next-gen at the time was Xbox 360, PS3. And I got PS3 specifically for the purpose of playing Grand Theft Auto Online with my boyfriend at the time. And many hours were spent with my boyfriend and his friends, and I kind of miss those times, but I mean, it's in the past, you can't really go back. Wow, that is not a pretty sight, but it also kind of is. Actually, I want to check, how do I hide the free camera mode? How do I, high resolution screenshot? Let's do F12. Whatever. Because I want this. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna Google that right now. How to hide, because I have a laptop right beside my desktop. How to hide UI and Skylines. Video icon, you can... Oh, it's right behind my recording. There we go! Hey! Screenshot! Oh, look at that, that's pretty. I think that's pretty. Okay. Awesome. Now I have a proper thumbnail. Let's see. What was I talking about? Right, GTA Online. I remember playing GTA 4, and I mean, I thought that game was good, even though now I know it was really bad. I just had nothing to compare it to, you know? So going from GTA 4, especially since I played it on PC, and those of you may not know, GTA 4 on PC, terrible optimization, terrible port. Did not run well at all. And I mean, my computer back then, it wasn't great. It wasn't as good as it is now, and it's still not great, but it would have been able to run it just fine if it had been, you know, properly, you know, ported. But whatever. Went from GTA 4 to GTA 5, and it was amazing. So many hours were spent just killing each other over and over and over again, getting into shenanigans. Once heists came out, I mean, we were doing heists, we were getting rich. That was a lot of fun times. Hey guys, Niche here. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to hit that like button. You can leave a comment as well. And hey, why not even subscribe for more of what you just watched? You might also consider donating to my Patreon to help support the channel. Donating will get you some neat perks like previews of upcoming episodes, being able to help decide future Let's Plays, and even some free art. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.